Why ain't y'all pregnant yet?
Condom.
Now, finally, into the theory. The biggest questions while solving this ARG were, what exactly is this story? And why does Wilbur want Kai fired so badly? And who is R and I Faker? For all this to make sense, we kind of have to work backwards here and start off with who R and I Faker are. We know R Faker is an anagram for Fire Kai, but when we found out he was the son of I Faker, he became mortalized, a real person. But we've never seen R or I Faker, or at least that's what we thought. Something few theories on this ARG mentioned but failed to actually see as a big plot point is that there's a constant theme of Wilbur taking off and putting on his glasses. Not only does he take off and put on his glasses, but when he does, his entire demeanor changes. When he has his glasses on, he has a calmer, more well put together demeanor, but is also very obsessive.
I'm an editor. I'm the editor, in fact. That's pretty good. Fire! Let me show you around my place. Come with me.
When he takes off his glasses, he tends to be very impulsive and almost aggressive.
We like our deadlines here. We love our deadlines, we love them. So I thought, what better time? End of January. End of January is a good time.
So, is Wilbur playing two characters, and the glasses are his costume and playing one of them? That's what I thought at first, but then I realized it just wouldn't make sense, because it's not like he goes off camera and puts on the glasses and comes back a different person. He puts them on camera. So, I propose R Faker, I Faker, and Wilbur are one and the same person. We keep hearing about this embarrassing thing that Wilbur has done that he doesn't want people to know about. I think it's actually more traumatizing than embarrassing. I think Wilbur went through a horrible experience that traumatized him so horribly his brain dissociated from itself and made R Faker so he could forget. In other words, I think Wilbur in this ARG has dissociative identity disorder, or DID. For those who don't know, the definition of dissociative identity disorder is dissociative identity disorder, previously known as multiple personality disorder, is a mental disorder characterized by having at least two distinct and relatively enduring personality states. The disorder is accompanied by memory gaps beyond what would be explained by ordinary forgetfulness. Now, this isn't just a guess. There's actually a lot of proof pointing towards this, such as this clip from the video where Wilbur looks at Jack's subreddit.
Let me put on my reading glasses. I don't have reading glasses. I've never owned reading glasses. Oh, here they are. Do you want to join my...
Wilbur looks for his reading glasses, but then states he's never had reading glasses, but just after proceeds to put them on. I think this is a direct hint that he is portraying two different personality states, or alters. It also seems to be that I Faker and Wilbur are the same, so he only has two alters, Wilbur/I Faker and R Faker. This also explains why Wilbur had two different videos claiming his victory when he got the job. In one he had glasses, and the other one he didn't, because it was the two of them claiming their victories separately. Wilbur, or I Faker, seems to remember the embarrassing thing he has done, meaning R Faker was the one made to forget, and that's why he's blissfully ignorant. This is proved by the fact that whenever the embarrassing thing is mentioned, Wilbur is not wearing glasses, and when he is, he's never mentioned it. You might be wondering, how do I know it's R Faker that wears glasses, and not Wilbur? In this post, which was found to be a screenshot from the video Understanding Your New Position as King, captioned R Faker, and you aren't actually able to tell in the photo even if you turn up the brightness, but if you look at the video, he was wearing glasses in this photo, meaning that R Faker is the one who wears glasses. Also, in the video I'm Cold, Wilbur, or R Faker's victory video, he quite literally says at the beginning that he is Wilbur Soot.
It's me. Wilbur Soot.
If you remember the image from before claiming that R Faker was the son of I Faker, this also makes sense, as by his son he means the alter created by Wilbur as a result of his trauma. They both have something in common though, and that's the obsession with getting Kai fired, and being Jack's full-time editor. But they want it for different reasons. Let's start out with why R Faker wants Kai fired. We came to the conclusion that there is a good chance R Faker actually has OCD. Now there's not really much proof to back this one up, but he is the stereotypical version of someone with OCD. He's put together and he's calm. The way I actually came to this conclusion that he has OCD was from this clip.
I won't be dead, but the part of me who obsesses and whines and complains and creates puzzles and just doesn't quite know how to handle emotions will be dead.
Now, I know it doesn't really seem like anything, but if you actually listen to the auditory clues he's giving here, you can see what he's doing. When he starts out with aggressively saying obsessive, and then pauses before he says creates, and then ends the sentence very monotonely with the word dead, he's literally spelling it out for us.
I won't be dead, but the part of me who obsesses and whines and complains and creates puzzles and just doesn't quite know how to handle emotions will be dead.
The reason this is important is because, and this is coming from someone with OCD, the obsessive part can be much more about than just, say, cleaning or rituals. It can also cause you to overly hyperfixate on things, which I think is what is happening here. I think our faker is, simply put, hyperfixated on Jack and wants to get as close to him as possible, and he thinks the best way to do that is to be his editor. Although the reason Wilbur wants to get Kai fired so badly is very different and a bit more complicated. With Wilbur being aware of the traumatizing or embarrassing thing that has happened, and our faker being unaware, he's afraid that if our faker realizes how unhealthy his hyperfixation is, and how obsessive he really is being, that he just might try to better himself mentally, and end up figuring that he's an alter, and then figuring out the embarrassing thing. And it may even result in him disappearing, and Wilbur doesn't want that. If that happens, that means there's no side of him that's okay. Our faker is Wilbur's last chance at happiness, and he doesn't want to lose that. We see this being the truth in the final video. Our faker talks about how he will be leaving, and this is where he dies.
This is where I die. The part of you that knows me anyway. I'll still be.
Our faker realizes his obsession, and subsequently realizes he isn't mentally okay, which leads him to realize what's happening, and therefore disappears, even though he doesn't want to. But that's not the only factor in Wilbur stopping his obsession with Jack. If we remember back to when Wilbur met up with Kai at the train station, we weren't ever actually able to know what they said to each other. However, if we take a look at this voicemail from Kai to Wilbur at the end of the final video...
Hello, no one is available to take your call. Please leave a message after the tone.
Hey Wilbur, it's me, Kai. I hope you record that video for Jack soon and tell him how you've come to terms with everything. Okay? Listen, no hard feelings, alright? I just want to make sure you know that it's all water under the bridge. But if you try and take my job again, there will be consequences. Anyway, talk to you soon.
Clearly, the video Kai is talking about in this video is this video, in which Wilbur says his goodbyes to Jack. From this and the tone of the voicemail, we can only assume that Kai threatened Wilbur into quitting the channel. And as there was Morse code at the end of the clues, which read, "Don't let Kai tell you what I did," we can also assume that during their meeting, Wilbur let it slip the embarrassing thing that he did, and Kai used it against him in order to keep his job as editor.
Here's your daily bug update. Daily bug. Mwah.
You got some soft lips and some pearly white. I wanna touch them in the dead of night. Your smile ignites just like a candlelight. And somehow I know everything's alright.
By online user Christian. This video on Wilbur's music channel features a voicemail from a girl who asks Wilbur out on a date.
We haven't went on a date since like forever, so I just wanted to know if you would like to go to a Pack-a-Burger tonight.
And that's it. We never hear about this girl again. It is a one-time random event that, for followers of Wilbur's work, seemingly goes nowhere. And it's this random phone call, this out-of-nowhere voice message that I believe serves as both the beginning and end of the Wilbur ARG. Using both theories as a base, I think I've got the complete picture. This mystery girl asks Wilbur to meet her at a burger place, which let's assume is in Greenwich near the O2 Arena sometime in December. Remember, this has to have happened before December 16th, but after October due to his relationship with Kai changing. It also links to the poem The Raven that kicked this whole thing off.
Distinctly I remember it was upon the bleak December.
The voicemail from this girl seems to be quite awkward, but to me it comes across almost as mocking. She's mocking his social awkwardness. It's kind of like when you're in school and the popular girl pretends to be interested in you and then it all comes out as just being a prank. I have a sneaking suspicion that this might be what happened here. Wilbur's social awkwardness meant that he wasn't able to read the situation correctly. He clearly likes the girl and so he showed up, which links in our first Edgar Allan Poe poem from the ARG, Eulalie, a poem about a lonely man finally feeling whole thanks to a woman. Quote, I dwelt alone in a world of moan. Now doubt, now pain, come never again. This then leads us to a second Edgar Allan Poe poem, Annabel Lee. Quote again, I was a child and she was a child in this kingdom by the sea. By the sea, in this case the Thames River, and referring to both himself and a mysterious girl. However, when he does go, she reveals that it was all a joke, causing this moment to be marked in Wilbur's mind as embarrassing. He was humiliated and in a moment of rage pushes the girl, which causes her to fall off the edge and into the cold water of the Thames below. Wilbur panics, he dives in to try and get her out, but he's unable to. She's not able to swim and slowly begins to drown, with the last thing Wilbur hearing being the words, I'm so cold. This explains the pictures of the O2 arena and the word oxygen written in the geocache notes. She drowned in the Thames near the O2 arena, lacking O2 or oxygen, which also fittingly ties into that Annabel Lee poem again, where the girl dies cold and wet. Quote, that the wind came out of the cloud by night, chilling and killing my Annabel Lee, and so all the night tide. I lie down by the side of my darling, my life and my bride, in her sepulchre there by the sea, in her tomb by the sounding sea. All of this would also explain why Wilbur keeps saying I'm so cold. This event has been burned into his mind, those last words, the embarrassing moment, he himself being cold from the water. A traumatic moment so strong that it causes a mental break. It's
If you have anxiety, throw it out the window. Self-hatred, out the window. That thing that reminds you of your ex, and heartbreak, out the window. That demon that eats your socks, that doesn't even like socks, but eats them to piss you off, out the window.
Is where we take it all back. Either that, or we get nothing.
Don't you come back no more.
What do you think gives you power? Is it your crown? Is it the fact that you're king?
Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more, no more, no more, no more. Hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
If respect is the only thing protecting you from a knife in the back,
Don't you come back no
respect is nothing, right?
Have you noticed that from the beginning of this,
Don't you come back no more.
before Wilbur, before everyone, just with those discs, no matter what happens here, you know, if this is all blown up, if you have 1,000 men by your side, if you have all of the best PvPers, if Xenoblade was or not, it's me and you versus Dream.
What you say?
Now this is the vault. I am ready for revolution, boys.
Manberg, Pogtopia? Who cares?
The thing that I built this nation for doesn't exist anymore. It's over.
What are you doing?
What you say?
Do it.
You know, if I die, this country goes down with me.
You had a dream and I followed it, but you brought it downhill. Everything, you ruined it.
I did not spend weeks planning this revolution, giving you guys gear for you guys to go in and replace one tyrant with another. Don't you see what's happening here?
There was a saying, Phil.
Don't you see history repeating itself?
By a traitor. It was never meant to be.
Don't you come back no more.
Do it, Phil. Kill me. Phil, kill me.
You're my son!
Yes! You want to be a hero, Tommy? Then die like one!